And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means. It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, and that old outlaw, Waylon Jennings. It is the weekly purchases, and a fairly big weekly purchases this week. Not quite as big as that monumental Everest edition last week. A lot of stuff to unbox, a lot of stuff to get through, and a lot of that stuff on Patreon, as I always say. And speaking of Patreon, we got 2 giveaways this month on Patreon. Of course, anyone that signs up for $1.99 and above, you get entered into the giveaway for Claudio Castagnoli. So if you're after a Claudio, you got a chance there. And then the traditional giveaway is the Platinum Edition Christopher Reeve Superman. That is the traditional giveaway. So 2 giveaways this month over there on Patreon. But of course, we're getting dangerously close to 50,000 subscribers on this very YouTube channel. When that day does happen, we will do a big video, a big episode to celebrate the 5-year anniversary of this channel. And we will give away 5 different action figures as part of that, plus the traditional one. We got a lot of stuff to give away. And when I say we, I say I, because Todd's not pitching in. Todd, you should pitch in some giveaway stuff. But it's just me. I'm going to give away some stuff because 5-year is a milestone. You never know when it might be your last year. So you might as well go out big. And we're going to go out big with a 5-year anniversary celebration. We're going to do giveaways. We're going to have guest appearances, celebrity appearances, major announcements. A lot going on in that 5-year anniversary episode coming towards the end of March. But if we can hit 50,000 subscribers by then, it'll be a lot more fun with some more giveaways for everybody. And we'll figure out how to do those as well. So subscribe if you haven't. Long way to get there, of course. And long way to get there is, of course, this week's edition of Weekly Purchases is brought to you by Jay'sToysAndGames.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. Got to get a deal out there. Just picked up the Rat King, which you'll see in Weekly Purchases this week at Jay's Toys and Games. Got to get a deal. We know how that goes for sure. Thank you, Jay's, for sponsoring the channel. And big week on the channel this week. A lot going on. A lot of unboxings. Like I said, coming off of last week's Weekly Purchases, so much stuff it's making my head spin. But a lot of those videos, of course, on Patreon and traditional YouTube. One of the funnest videos in a long time. A lot of you guys and you gals out there pretty happy. My dad did grace us with his presence. He came back and returned to the channel this week. Can't tell you how much that means to me, how excited I was for that. Always like spending time with dear old dad, especially talking some Universal Monsters. So great to have him on the channel. Now we just need more Universal Monsters on a bitter clip here. Maybe I can get him back into the game a little bit, but we'll see what happens. I think he might do the upcoming Invisible Man, so we'll see. Retirement was short, that warm weather, it was for the birds, he said. He's back to do some unboxings, fingers crossed, in the future. But I know a lot of people like that. Check that video out, and I'm a little bit shocked how many people in the comments said, this is the first time I've ever seen your dad on the channel. So welcome new subscribers. That must mean there's a lot of new subscribers lately on the channel. I'd say, urge you, go back. It wasn't even our best work this week. We've had better ones, but there's probably like 15 other videos with my dad over the years, so check that one out. I know somebody in the comments said the video was terrible. We just talked about too much stuff. They just wanted a review. Well, once again, that's not what this channel is. There's a lot of hand modeling channels you can go to for action figures. There's a lot of things you can do, but I'm here for just hangout. It's a hangout session, especially with my dad's here. We're going to crack jokes. We're going to have fun. That's what this channel is. And people that want to put you in a box that you're just a review channel, that's not what it is. It's more of a lifestyle channel. It's a lifestyle. This is no different than Martha Stewart Living or Oprah. You might as well just clue me in with those. I'm like a Guy Fieri of action figures. Is that what I am? Maybe, but this channel is a lot more than that. It's about just day-to-day stuff, crazy stories, things like that. That's what this channel is, and I think those of you that have been here all 5 years, I think you understand that. So shout out to you, shout out to everybody, shout out to everyone in this world, including you, Mark, and you, Todd. All the boys on the couch, of course. So there's that, a lot going on. As I said, AWM Match Series 11 this week. all being unboxed on the channel. Some new Ultimates, some Elites, some Top Picks. We got Greatest Hits coming around the corner. That Latuni Macho Man, that was a very interesting one. Check that out. I did do, in honor of 48,000 subscribers, it was, the top 10 most wanted. So I'm going to try to do that every year at the beginning of the year. My top 10 most wanted action figures for my collection. Pretty steep list this year. I don't know if I'll cross any of those off. Maybe one or two we'll probably get, but a fun list. Be interested to hear what's on your top 10 most wanteds. Check that out, of course, if you missed that. And of course, the toy hunts. Even did a toy hunt on Kyle Peterson 2.0 on my trip to the Quad Cities. Beautiful this time of year. Had a work trip over there. I went to Dave's Hot Chicken. Oh, some of the best chicken I've ever had. I love that Dave's Hot Chicken. They need to get one in my area. I went there for dinner, hit the Targets, hit the Walmarts, hit a few stops in between. Just living that Quad Cities life is what I was doing there. Just living that river life is really what it was. Check out those videos if you did miss it there. So that's a little bit of the week that was. Even more of the week that was, as I'm bringing my wife in and we got a lot to talk about, it's time for the question of the week. All right, we're here. It's time for the question of the week. Angie's back. Angie, thanks for coming.
Hey, thanks.
Good to have you here. Are you ready for the question of the week this week? It's been a wild week this week, Angie. We've had all kinds of issues, and Angie doesn't pre-read. I just talk, and then she answers off of what I'm going to say. She doesn't even know. She doesn't know what I'm going to say right now. But this week we got the call. We got a call on Monday on the phone, and it was one of those calls you just dread. You never want to hear this call. It's just a sad, disappointing, sad call that calls, and I believe it came to you. Thankfully, it came to you. I didn't have to drop to my knees and cry and burst into tears. But rough week here at the house. And Angie says, where are we going with this? We got the call from our dog vet this week. And they said, hey, you know your dog Domino? You know that little Domino, that little black dog you have? And I said, oh, yeah, that one over there. And they said that she has Lyme disease. Yes, Lyme disease. Poor, poor Domino. Hard times with the Lyme disease. Angie already forgot about it because I'm the one giving her his medicine twice a day. Thankfully, on Lyme disease, though, it's you get it in humans, it's not a good day at the office for sure. But you get it in dogs, it's really not that big a deal. She has no symptoms, she has no effects of it, and I guess that's most dogs for the most part. But it's not good to have in your system. So she has to take a pill 2 times a day for 30 days, and then she'll be off to the races once again. But she hasn't changed anything, hasn't changed her meal or anything. But you get that call, and you said Lyme disease, no, and then it wasn't that big of a deal. But it sucks. You got to pay $30 for the medicine, but could be a lot worse. You could lose Domino, and if we lost Domino, we'd lose a piece of our heart, I think is what we would lose there. So
We always said if one of them was going to get it, it would be her. Because that black coat is impossible.
It is. You can't find ticks, and for whatever reason, I guess the heart guard.
We treat them too. No, it's frontline.
A frontline, yeah. Doesn't work apparently. It's just a sham out of you veterinarians out there. So shame on y'all, you guys as well. So we had that call this week, and then last week in weekly purchases, we discovered we had massive hair problems in this house. I guess maybe me, not so much you. Unfortunately, I got my hair trimmed. Thanks for all that noticed it. I got 2 inches off my hair. Nobody even said anything. Can you believe that? Nobody even noticed.
It's not obvious.
Nobody noticed. But Angie noticed that they messed up my hair. What did they do, Angie?
Well, he gets this shaved.
Yeah, shave it on the side.
They nicked a piece of his full length at the front.
Look at that. They nicked it. I didn't even notice.
So, bang.
Oh, I was so mad. I was so upset. And it was weird for like 2 days before Angie noticed. I'm like, why does my hair, it keeps annoying me. What is going on? And it's falling in my face because it's just to here instead of down to here. So she got going over there, and I want my tip back is what I want.
She knew, too. It had to have fallen on your caper or the floor.
And she was just, romancing me and stuff like that, really playing it up, and that's what she was doing. That's what you get for being so cute. I know, and gosh, so then I had that hair issue, and then the biggest hair issue this week, and I felt like an idiot, and I don't need a lot of help to feel like an idiot. I can usually do it on my own. That's why I tell everybody at work, I can be an idiot by myself. I don't need you helping me to have to cover for you and stuff. So, long story short, I take showers every single day. It's good. It's a healthy habit. I would recommend it. Every morning, start off with a shower, brush my teeth as well. And give a show. One. The nice thing too, we keep forgetting to mention, 50,000 subscribers. Angie is going to do this in her bra. I think is what you said you were going to do. God, no. Weekly purchases. So that's just another incentive, I would say, to subscribe. But maybe not. We'll see what happens. We'll talk offline. What do you want for dinner? We'll figure it out. But The big issue, though, I shower, like you should. You should shower every single day. And my hair was coming out of there, and it was like the biggest knot ever. And I was just losing my mind because we've talked about this on weekly purchases and question of the week before. What kind of shampoo and conditioner you use? And I said, whatever my wife puts in there. I don't care. You usually try something. You say, ugh, I hate this stuff. And you give it to me, and then I have to use it because I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to use it. And I don't really care that much like you do. But I'm using this shampoo and conditioner, and it's just going south for multiple days. And it was just brutal. I'd come out of the shower, like, Angie, I need your help. My hair's all knotted up. And then you would, like, get the hairbrush, and you'd, like, work it through. And you want to take it from there. You were like, there's something amiss here. Something's not going right. And, of course, take it from there.
Your only defense was that I bought a body wash, shampoo, and conditioner, and they all had the same packaging. It was from Trader Joe's.
Yeah, all the same.
He was washing his hair with shampoo and body wash.
Yeah, so body wash instead of conditioner is what I was using. So no wonder.
How can you not tell?
Well, I could tell something was up.
Consistency is so different.
So I could tell something was up, but I've always playing musical. I'm playing musical chairs with this shampoo and conditioner all the time, and I don't know if it's something the way it's supposed to be. I'm not used to this long, beautiful hair. That's for sure. But so then my hair's all knotted up and everything, and the bottles are all the same. And you think I'm reading in the shower? I'm getting up early in the morning. I didn't get enough sleep to begin with, and now I'm sitting here looking at this shampoo and conditioner. I'm not reading the labels. I'm just going after it and getting it. Little did I know the conditioner's on the floor and the shampoo's up high and the conditioner.
You did it.
Oh, it's just a nightmare this week. You see what she has to deal with on a daily basis.
That's crazy, guys.
Should we talk about my work this week? How I think I was going to have a heart attack. I think I was pretty close. I haven't been this fired up in a long time. So basically a couple hours ago, I was fired up. My face was all red. You said, "Boy, you're all fired up." I think I'm a day away from a heart attack. I think so. I need to do work. I need work-life balance. That's what I need. So. One of these days. But Angie, enough of my jibber jabber. Enough of the diary of a madman like a young Ozzy Osbourne here today. You just take it away.
Speaking of Ozzy, he's going back touring.
Oh, we talked about that in the toy news yesterday. So I'm hoping to get a ticket to Birmingham. I don't know if it's going to be in the cards there for that, but. Angie, it's time for the question of the week. There's been enough. I'm exhausted. We're going to go out for dinner. Angie, you're just going to pick the place. I'll even pay. You just handle it all. Take me there. And I don't know. I'm burning it at both ends here today. But there it is. Angie, take it away for the question of the week. And we're going to do two questions this week. Angie, put her reading skills to the test.
This is a paragraph.
It's a long question. She likes the short ones, except the long ones.
I do like the short ones.
You do? Well, what are you doing here? What are you doing with me?
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead.
SGCNYC. My question is about graded figures. I don't even know what that is.
I do.
I have been buying a bunch of Toy Biz graded figures. While they are still relatively cheap, I noticed you don't have many or any at all. So my question is, do you have any graded figures, and what are your thoughts on graded figures in general?
Well, I don't know if SGCNYC is going to like my answer very much. I am not a fan of graded figures. It's not for me. So that's basically where, like, you get a graded card. You send it in, and they say, okay, it's, a mint 10. It's totally mint, or it's a mint 5 or 6 or something like that. I'm just not, I don't want to say it's a scam, but I'm close to saying it's a scam because, and it's no different than baseball cards and all that kind of stuff, because I might grade this a 10, somebody else might grade it a 5. It's just one person's judgment. It just feels like a total scam to me, and I love action figures. I get my enjoyment out of action figures. You love action figures too. It's not for me. That's not for me. Most of my stuff is going to be loose anyways, and I'm not grading any of that kind of stuff. I could see where there could be some people enjoying that, and I could understand it, like we talked about, I think, on the channel recently. If you got that old school LJN Ultimate Warrior mint on card, that might be worth a grade, maybe, if you want to. But for me, I feel like it's leaning on the scam thing for me. But do what you want. It's your money at the end of the day. I'm just not a fan of graded figures. It just does not interest me in the least. That's why I don't have any. I've been offered a few over the years, and I just said I'd rather just have a regular one. It doesn't mean enough for me. Outside of just a statement piece, a 1 of 5, a 1 of 1, I just don't really even see the need for it, really, in all honesty. And a bunch of Toy Bizes. I don't know what Toy Bizes you're grabbing. Are you grabbing the wrestling ones? I hate those wrestling ones too. So I'm just poo-pooing all over everything right here. I'm just not a fan of the Toy Biz wrestling lines. I was an early That's So Hard to Say Goodbye of a bunch of loose ones that just accumulated in my collection doing deals over the years. Not a fan of those. But if you're talking Toy Biz Marvel, I was a big fan of those back in the day. But That's about all I got on there. I am not a big fan of the graded figures, and I just don't know. I just don't see it. But you like what you like, you don't what you don't. We always say that, right, Angie? Now it's time for question number 2, and this is one we get a lot as well. Angie, take it away. Angie gets this all the time at work.
Tim Simpson, 7372. Question of the week. Would someone's personal behavior ever make you get rid of their figures or decide not to buy their new upcoming figures?
It would not. And that's one question I get. How can you live with Hulk Hogan figures in your collection? And I say that every single day, going back to when I was a kid in the 80s. I had his LJNs, I had his Hasbros. I wasn't a Hulkamaniac. I'm still not a Hulkamaniac. But you got to have them. If you're playing wrestling, you're displaying wrestling, how do you not have Hulk Hogan? Especially if you're a completist, you're somebody that's deep in the weeds in the action figure. You got to have guys that you hate. I hate Hulk Hogan. I can't stand him. And I'm glad so many of you out there are finally coming around to me what I've been trying to tell you since the 80s. You're finally coming to your senses, and it's good to see that on everybody. Same thing with Duke. There's a lot of people coming around on Duke, the worst leader of all time. When I was a kid, don't get me started on the Duke. Don't get me started on the Duke. But I have them in my collection because you feel like you need them. I'm choking on my own. I'm choking. I'm getting so passionate here. I'm choking.
A work call.
Oh, it isn't even a work call, and I'm all fired up today. It caught me at the right day, I guess. But I got Duke. You got to have Duke in your collection because somebody's got to be the cannon fodder when you're playing. So I do have those guys. You know, Chris Benoit, Jimmy Snuka come up a lot. You know, it is what it is. Chris Benoit was my favorite wrestler. Angie, you remember those days. I love me some Chris Benoit. He was my absolute favorite wrestler. Horrible what happened there, and I just try to separate the two. I didn't get rid of all my Chris Benoit figures. I have them in my collection, but it's just tough. You got to separate that a little bit, but it is what it is. I know some people say, I'm never going to have a Duke figure, and I'd like to shake that guy's hand because I'd like to do it. I just can't do it. I feel like I need Duke in my collection. Maybe you don't. Maybe you do. You have any thoughts on that question of the week? Is there anybody's personal behavior? Like if Taylor Swift just like killed like 10 people, like she just went out there in the street and killed 10 people, would you still listen to her music?
Oh. Maybe.
Like Taylor just went into the grocery store and just started firing off rounds, and they're just taking everybody out. Would you say, I don't know if Taylor Swift's for me anymore? I don't know.
Yeah, no.
But you know, the hard truth, the hard reality is they always say never meet your heroes. Yeah. And I think so many people that people look up to, collect, like, whatever, if you found out the skeletons in their closet, you would not like that at all. And you know what the crazy thing is, Angie? We talk about this all the time. I'm thinking about running for mayor. I am. I'm going to be mayor. I think it's time. I think I'm going to step up. And you know why I could do that, Angie? Angie's going to be the first to tell you here. I have the squeakiest clean record ever. I have 0 skeletons.
They've been digging to me.
Oh, yeah. You're a wild one. You're wild. I'm just the normal guy that collects action figures. But I have nothing in there. I have been
never even smoked a cigarette.
Never. So they're not getting. I'd be the perfect mayor, and I think a lot of people would want to move to this town if I could be the mayor of this town. It'd be like a cross between Mayor McCheese and I don't know who else, but I think I have no skeletons, so I'd be able to get away with that. So I think that is my future plan. Mayor of this fine city, maybe work my way into senator, and then who knows, maybe president one of these days. I don't know, but my stress level's bad enough with my day job, so I don't know if I could take the world on my shoulders. It feels like it's already there half the time, so I don't know if I could take another world, a galaxy on my shoulders. But let's mark that. Let's mark that in my future book here, my goal book. I'm going to put that a little higher on the list, mayor of this town, so I might look into that here in the future. So. Just the plate gets busier every single day, and that's the question of the week. Angie, anything else for you? You're ready to eat. I'm ready to eat. It's been a long day, folks. It's been a long day. It's been a long day today, that's for sure. You're ready to dance somewhere. I've got my dollars, so I'm ready. But there it is. That's question of the week. Angie, thank you for coming, and if you want to be the question of the week...
Thank you.
No, thank you. If you want to be the question of the week next week, brother, put it in the comments down below.
Gotta go.
Put it in the comments down below, and we will maybe answer your question next week. But now, it's time to stay tuned for the weekly purchases. All right, let's dive into the weekly purchases. Looks like 2 rounds this week of weekly purchases, and let's dive in and let's start off with some wrestling. How about a little Sting Supreme Edition? If you're like me, a bunch of the Walmarts in my areas went down to $24 for this Sting. I've been playing a little bit of that long game. Of course, I have one. We unboxed it on the channel 6 months ago. What is time? but I knew I needed one mint on card, mint in box, whatever you want to call it, in my collection. So I knew I needed that. And I also wanted to display different looks of Sting as well. So I said, I'm going to buy a couple of these. Well, I bought one right there. I bought another one right here, so another Sting. And then I bought a third Sting. Now, I bought one Sting too many is exactly what I did, is I forgot, oh man, first world problems, that I already had a mint on card one. I didn't think I bought that, but apparently I did. So I'm one Sting heavy. I will probably use this as a future giveaway on the channel. Who knows, maybe the March giveaway for the 5-year anniversary, we'll see what happens there. But 3 Stingers through the door this week, but we weren't done with AEW. Collect Forever, forgot about this one, ordered it forever ago. I'm not really sure why I ordered it. I actually like these a little bit more than I thought I did. We had the CM Punk one in the past. We've had a few different ones. This one, Britt Baker, does it set the world on fire? Probably not. They had some issues with this one for whatever reason. Finally through the door this week. And I like that they used the original Britt, changed the packaging, changed the head most importantly on this. And it is a much better figure this go around, but not going to be for everybody, as we do know right there. Also, speaking of clearance at Target, picked up this one, of course. Adam Hangman Page, $5.99. I said I couldn't leave without him. Might do a little custom fun on this one. Might end up doing that, and then might do this one as a giveaway or something. We'll just give it away. And I know somebody's like, who wants an Adam Page? Well, why wouldn't you? If you just have to repost something or thumbs up something to get a chance at a free figure, and I'm eating the shipping and the figure, I don't care if it's a $2 figure. It's worth it if you ask me. Maybe not. It's your choice, but I might give that away in the future. Maybe I won't. Who knows? Who knows? We got more AEW this week. Takeshita. Unfortunately, the mailman wanted to punt kick this one. It is absolutely destroyed. So it looks like I will be unboxing this one on the channel. That wasn't my plan, but it is my plan now. So I'll be unboxing that on the channel. Stay tuned for that. Also found some clearance Hulk Hogan, $6.98. I said, you know what? I'm going to pick this up. I don't know if I really need these, but I feel like we get so many Hulk Hogans. There's a way to make these a little bit different, move some stuff around. Figure I can find a use for these somewhere along the way. So we'll stay tuned for that. Maybe Kyle's Customs Corner or something like that. Who knows? Not done. More retros this week. Wrestling Something Wrestlers. Shout out to Figure Collections. Did get the Vlad figure here. Of course, you can pick this up and the Chase WrestleCon exclusive edition. 1 of 100, using code Kyle, of course, to pick this up. But Vlad, the super fan, this is going to be an interesting unboxing. I don't know. Some of you guys are going to come after me with pitchforks, I think, during that unboxing. But stay tuned to that on the channel. And then I did finally get my Bobby the Brain Heenan in his Tuxedo edition. A little bit of snafu on this one. It never shipped, and I just realized it. And old Jack over there at Figure Collections was just the salt of the earth and took care of me and said, hey, we'll get that figured out. And he did. Excellent customer service at Figure Collections over there. So I did get the Bobby the Brain Heenan to go with my other Bobby the Brain Heenan. How about that? Now, how about this one? Oh, it's my Halloween costume. It is Andre the Giant. This, of course, comes with the brand new Big Rubber Guy Halloween edition or Ultimate Warrior edition of one Andre the Giant. We'll be unboxing this on the channel, of course, comparing it to the other Andres. Not sure what I think. I don't know if this, we'll save it for the review. We'll save it for the review, but longtime viewers of the channel know I've been talking about wanting a version of this Andre for many, many years. Latuni was the first to announce it, but Big Rubber Guys was the first to get it to market, and will forever be known as that one there. Always wanted an Elite of this one. Have to think that'll be in the cards one of these days, right? And we'll see what happens there. How about a little bit more figure collections going on? It's just raining figure collections this week. I did get my 2 orders of Jeff Jarrett in through the door. I did order these, of course, using discount code Kyle to save 10%. How about that? On the back, showing a lot of cool stuff in the future. The Hardy Boys we talked about last week. Also Glacier and 1 Brian Adams on the back there. Of course, Crush, as we do know him. 2 Jeff Jarrett's. We'll unbox these on the channel. Man, they're really making everything. They're making LJN style figures, Bone Cruncher style figures, of course, Elite style figures, Retro style figures. Who's going to step up to the plate and make Titantrons so I don't have to buy any of them? Because I hate Titantrons. You guys know that. Same with R3s. I don't want any part of those, so don't make them. We're not done. Mattel Creations got the new 4-pack of retros. Actually got this last Saturday. Haven't had time to unbox them. Usually I try to get ahead on this kind of stuff, but I was traveling for work. Had a lot of other stuff to do. That's the way the old cookie crumbles, as we do know. But we will get around to this on the channel eventually, the new retros. And then, of course, the new retro ring with Brother Love. How many more rings can I stand to have? But here we are with old Brother Love. I love you. That is for sure. So that is round number 1 of weekly purchases. Now let's move on into round number 2. All right, let's finish off round number 2 of the weekly purchases, and we'll start off with old Lord Grass via Entertainment Earth using discount code Kyle, save 10%. I did order Terror as well. Unfortunately, he came in the box totally off the card. This is part of my mint-on card set, same as Terror. I did reach out to Entertainment Earth, said we'll send you a new one right out, so kudos to them, but I'll have to wait a little longer for that Terror figure, but very unfortunate, very unfortunate. Via Todd McFarland from the couch this week. Todd, look, I ordered Icon from your store. Picked him up over there, of course, looking very good. Icon, a different duck. I don't know anything about him. I don't know about him in this rocket, but I guess I'll find out sooner rather than later. And speaking of McFarland, found these at Walmart on the hunt for the rest. I found the Platinum Edition of one Guy Gardner. Oh, there's a haircut you can set your watch to. Can't wait to dive into the Guy Gardner figures. Got that one there. Got the regular edition of Captain Cold. On the hunt for the Platinum, hopefully this week or so. We'll see what happens. Same thing with Power Girl. Got the regular Power Girl, looking for the Platinum Edition. We'll see if we can chase that one down. Can we track it down at Walmart over the next week or so? We'll see what ends up happening there. Not done with the pickups. I did go to Jay's, toysandgames.com, Jay's CD and Hobby, their local stores. I did pick up one Ted and one Bill. How about we go Bill and Ted? We did get Bill and Ted this week. Of course, we know all about their journeys. Some say they were bogus journeys. Not me, though. But love Bill and Ted back in the day. Got these at their store closing sale before they went out of business, 25% off. Got to get a deal all day long. So I got these two. I might mix these in with my turtles, something like that. But here for a little bit of Wild Stallions is what we're here for. Also picked this one up for $15 at their closing sale. It is the Super Skrull. So I thought that looked interesting. Marvel Select. Never picked this one up, but for 15 bucks, why not? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? I also grabbed this one, man, one of the most interesting bobbleheads of all time. And I always say, am I a bobblehead guy? I don't think I am, but my shelf over there would say wrong. Kyle, you got a bobblehead collection. And I guess it's a cross-eyed bear, but I got Warrior plus Warrior's Mini-Me bobblehead, an absolutely wild bobblehead figure. I still can't wrap my head around it. Obviously, I love the Ultimate Warrior, but a zany, crazy, weird Ultimate Warrior, sign me up. I'll take that, so I picked that one up this week as well. Little Lucy action, picked this one up for $12. Not too bad. The Hulkster, gonna use a little bit of leftovers from the from the WWE Legends Hulk Hogan and make an old school Superstars Legend Hulkster. So I got that one. Valaverse, the Action Force, free to anybody. You just had to pay shipping. It is for the Vanguard. So the upgrades for the Vanguard give you the rest of the seat, all that stuff they missed out on last time. Shipped for free over there. So I picked that one up this week as well. Also from Super 7, I grabbed the brand new Papa figure, the Deluxe Papa. And I wanted to display both looks of this Papa. This one obviously doesn't come with all the bells and whistles of the Ultimate, but now between the two, I can display both looks at a cheaper price point, so I did do that. Also got via Target Online, the Chameleon, the last one I was missing from the Spider-Man Retro Wave. Check out those unboxings on Patreon and traditional YouTube, of course. And then we're diving back into Entertainment Earth. We got a little bit more Turtles of Grayskull. We got Leonardo this week. We got one Michelangelo, just a pizza-loving party dude, as we do know. Possibly one of the best figures in the line, Ninjor, through the door this week. And then, of course, Clamp Champ. So the latest and greatest, possibly the last wave. It might be. I'd have to check my math on that. But we're running out of line time for this Turtles of Grayskull as we're switching over to the Thundercats, as we do know. And then last but not least this week, via Super 7, via jaystoysandgames.com once again, grabbed the last one I was missing from the latest wave of the Ninja Turtles Super 7 in the Rat King. We even got the beautiful Rat King right there. So quite the week for weekly purchases. Doesn't look like we got anything else going on. So that's enough. That's enough for this week, I would say. But what did you pick up this week? You find anything good out there on the mean streets, the mean action figure streets? You grab anything? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell as we got videos every single day. Like I said, don't forget about that 50,000 subscriber challenge. Check that out, of course. Check out the Patreon for early access to everything we do here between both YouTube channels. Check out Pro Wrestling Tees. Check out my book, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstars Series. Don't forget my TikTok channel. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So you know what I'm doing after another week of weekly purchases. I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into another work week.
We're going to the end of the line.